start off with our opening prayer and then off we go. O Great Spirit, Father Sky, Mother Earth, the winds, the waters, my Father, my Mother, Atanaha, all that is. We thank you for our lives and we thank you for these good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond. Aho, Amen, Namaste. Okay, so our first question is from Bruna. She's saying, hi, Sky. Can you read, channel, where does my prosperity with heart and enthusiasm lie? Why do I get so stuck? And how can I unblock myself and really flow with confidence? So, my love, when I'm scanning you, it's really to do with low self-worth. And because you have low self-worth, you don't really understand the gifts that you bring to the world. You don't understand that just a conversation that you have can change someone's life. When you don't know who you are, it's difficult to convey your value to others, even to yourself. And that's what's kind of blocking you, is that you're creating things, but you just don't understand their worth. You're not proud of what it is that you're creating. So I'm just going to draw a card for you and see what comes up. Okay, so we got card number 6, Daughter of the Phoenix. When the soul is ready to spread its wings, it goes through a deep cleansing, purification, preparation for new levels of spiritual wisdom, power, and light. Like the phoenix that is baptized through celestial fire to be born in you, you're going through such a phase of heavenly purification, preparation, and initiation. This is an advanced phase of soul growth, and soon after, you will enjoy greater spiritual peace, divine power, and advancement in your divine life path. Kuan Yin, a daughter of the phoenix, has been through both physical and heavenly fire and has ascended to a position of great spiritual peace, power, and authority. She guides you now to claim your rebirth and to ascend. The path of purification and initiation by celestial fire is preparation for spiritual enlightenment, greater happiness, well-being, prosperity, success, spiritual responsibility, and leadership. It can be a challenging time, as that which would stand in the way of a new level of spiritual potency must be eliminated. And often these things are deep fears, doubts, or questions about our own worth and ability. It can feel confronting to meet these parts of ourselves consciously, yet we cannot let go if we don't realize that we are still holding onto it within us. The initiation will help you release any old baggage or pain that does not resonate with the higher levels of light that you're preparing to live. It can feel challenging at times, but no, there is nothing wrong. There's actually something very right about these experiences. So they're really saying that you're going to have to face these self-worth issues and you're going to have to take them seriously. And you're very much going to have to place yourself, I almost see like an inner circle of people that have worked out or resolved these worth issues, because I feel like you're the only person. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people around you talking about this, but not many people around you who have done this. And you need to be around people who are living an abundant life, who are in that energy, because this wound is too raw for you to be around other people who are not really committed to living their divine life purpose. So the block is worthiness. You want to look at all the people, places, situations in your childhood, other lifetimes where you were made to feel unworthy and you gave away your worth, right? And you want to release, forgive, cleanse those energies, but you also want to put yourself in situations where you're surrounded by other people who are doing what it is that you want to do, which will trigger things, right? It might trigger jealousy, it might trigger feelings of inadequacy, it might trigger feelings of not good enough, but that's exactly what it's supposed to do, because it will show you what's still there that's blocking you from manifesting that abundance. Okay. Jennifer Morgan is saying, would you like some guidance from the angels on receiving? I seem to be caught up in this place of earning and doing versus allowing and receiving. I'll pull a card, but the energy that I'm getting really strongly is like mastering being paid well for work is very different than mastering passive income. It's a very different thing. And worthy, like the idea that our worthiness comes from work, is a very lower middle class belief, right? The higher you go, the higher you go financially, the more people understand that their worth comes from their contribution, and that they are their highest contribution, their leadership skills, their strategy, their organization skills, and they're then able to allow other people to implement those ideas for them, right? But it's understanding that the work is not in the doing and in the extra hours, it's in the contribution that you make and in the creations and the leadership skills. And that's a very big mindset shift, but it's relatively easy to make that shift, as long as you're around other people who are already doing it. Because if you're around lots of people that are working really hard and hustling really hard, then you just get that affirmed that this is the only way to make money. Whereas if you're around people who are making that passive income, who are allowing, their products, their courses, their resources to make the money while they sleep, you start to be like, why the hell am I doing that? And you start to get frustrated with your own block. Instead of having it affirmed, you start to realize that it is a block, and then it just moves a lot faster. So, Sisters of the Star Blossoms, it's good to remember that whilst we each take our own unique journey back to the divine bliss and truth, we have plenty of friends that love us unconditionally and wish to help us find the way to least suffering and greatest joy. When we allow ourselves to be helped, we help others too. It's a spiral of support and love that is wishing to connect more with you now. Group energy is powerful. When used consciously, it can help us expand in the same way that if you were doing any task, many hands can make light work, as the saying goes. Well, many hands make light work too. Your energy can help nourish and lift the energy of others in a group as you are able to carry a high vibration of love in your heart. The ancient Chinese over 2,000 years ago referred to the Pleiades as the star blossoms. These stellar seven sisters work together as a group, higher consciousness, to radiate greater love and light on our planet, and they can assist you now in finding the light in the groups within which you share involvement. It's service to connect with heart-centered groups that feel good and improve the quality of your life, and to be supported and supporting of such groups. And you're guided to allow this to happen more in your life right now. Solitary practice is an important element of growth and can be extremely powerful, but sometimes group energy is an important element to your spiritual growth too. And you're encouraged to meditate, pray, and chant with groups and communities where that resonates with your heart. So the message is very, very much community, collaboration, affiliates. There's an energy of creating products that allow you to, if you see how the biggest money making boom at the moment is through affiliate marketing. It is huge. People are making millions. So it's that energy of collaboration. You're choosing things that really serve your community, and that fit with who you are and with your identity, and the way that you came here to live with your divine life purpose. And you're shifting out of this that kind of like the everyone for themselves solopreneur energy into the collaboration energy of, you create something that other people can promote, they create something that you can promote, and your people start talking to each other, and there's synergy there, and then you're sharing audiences, and it starts to grow, it starts to snowball. So it's that energy of stop trying to create passive income out of your own effort. A lot of reputation building is what other people say about you, right, when you're not inside the room. So it's that energy that comes from collaboration, from supporting others, which feels a bit strange when you think of yourself as small fry. But the angels are saying, start thinking about who you can help that has products that are in alignment with you. Start thinking about how the products that you can make, even freebies that would be able to help support their audience, but that wouldn't compete, with the services and things that they offer, that would support, collaborate, help, and it's going to take off quite quickly. But the shift is from I have to work hard to be a good person to I am a good person, and my abundance is God given. There are things that we are given, guys, just to give you perspective, that you could never earn. Your beating heart, for starters, your spine, your nervous system, your breath. You were given a lot of things that you never had to ask for, that there are real gifts. They come from grace. So it's that energy, paid forward to other people as well. And that's what shifts your consciousness around. You have to work hard to earn love. You don't have to earn love any more than you have to earn the right to breathe. And money is just love. So the more that you work on receiving love, the faster money can come in. But it does really take allowing other people to support you, and allowing other people to come in and listening to them as to how they can support you, how they're available for that. So we're going to call on the abundance angels to help release the receiving blocks. Okay. Maria saying, Hi Sky, I'm truly grateful for all the love and devotion you give us with these readings. Can you check on my father? How is he doing? Does he have any messages for me? Thank you, Maria. Um, okay. I think her father's passed away because otherwise I'd need consent, guys. So I'm gonna tune in and see what Archangel Azrael has to say. There's a real when a moment I'm connecting to your father, there's a real energy of pride, and there's a real he's happy that you want to be in touch and that you want to communicate with him today. Um, there's a real sense of being worried that you don't see yourself, that you don't know your worth. Um, he's almost like wanting to shake you and be like, stop letting people be mean to you, stop letting people put you down. Like there's this really protective energy that I'm feeling coming around you as I'm asking about his energy. And there's this real encouragement to be proud of yourself, to be proud of you, um, to really understand your worth, which seems to be a theme today, doesn't it? It's like really, it's coming in very, very strong, and it's very protective energy. So I think you have some people around you that are draining your energy and are kind of being emotionally difficult. And he's saying you can call on him to help protect you. He's also saying that he's around, but that you don't ask him. You don't really say, "Hey, can you help me? Can you give me advice?" So he's there, but much like your guides and your angels, unless you ask people directly, they can't really come in and do what they're supposed to do without violating your karma, their karma, things like that. So ask him to come into your dreams, ask him to help protect you, ask him to help guide you. And like I'm really showing like he's really already kind of sending opportunities your way and sending people your way, but there's something important about asking him. um the other thing that I'm like, he keeps showing me your throat. So, like, he really wants you to do like a clearing of your throat chakra so that you become more comfortable speaking your truth. He's saying, don't use other people's reactions to the truth that you're telling as like the marker for whether or not you're right or wrong. Um, he's saying that some people are not speaking to you because they owe you an apology, almost like they're struggling with their own guilt or their own feelings. So I'm going to bring in Archangel Azrael, who's the medium angel, and just disconnect from his energy. It's all connected. It's saying, "Hey Sky, I got permission from my hubby to check with you and get a healing for his creche business. The business has not been growing. What are the blockages?" Yep, like so. If you want readings for other people that you love, that's exactly what you have to do. You have to ask them first. Okay, let me have a look. Okay, so it's about he's afraid of paying people. It's like if the business grows, you'll have to hire. And I think he's had, like the angels are showing me, he's had some bad experiences with employees or finding people that he trusts. And that's what's freezing the business. So he needs to work on fear of hiring new people, fear of being taken advantage of, for his business to be able to grow to the next level. I'm going to send in the abundance angels to help him with that. Okay, Norhan Sham saying, "Hi Sky, I sit next to a very, very important person at work. I'm curious to know how he feels about me. Are there any messages from the angels on this? Can I ask him for anything? He's a figure on a global scale." The angels are laughing. I don't know. I can literally hear your angels laughing. So you definitely starstruck. Let's see. So the card that came up for you is Hear the Yellow Tiger Mother. Sometimes we must be strong and hold true whilst all around us seems to be shifting and changing. The Yellow Tiger Mother, Kuan Yin in her guardian role, is roaring her divine sound within you. She asks you to hear her, to remember that you are a powerful being of light, and even whilst you're in your flow with universal forces, your strong roots help you be at peace with your truth, standing your ground whilst your light shines true. In our surrender to divine forces, there are times when we must be flexible and flow, and there are times when the surrender is into holding strong and being true to our inner knowing. There are inner truths that we know are worthy of the effort to grow strong enough to honor them in our lives. These are the truths of kindness, compassion, the right of each individual being to be spiritually free and loved, and more. The yellow tiger mother sounds her roaring note within you. She is a fierce protective tigress, and yellow is her golden strength and wisdom. She urges you to listen for the sound within and trust yourself. You know when you need to stand your ground and not be swayed. So it's an energy of, if you want to create a relationship with this person, first of all, don't come with with favors or asking for something. Come with a normal, a normal introduction. You wouldn't ever turn around to, a person, just a normal person, and start with, "Can I ask you for anything?" It would be, "Hello, how are you? How's your day been?" And it would be like almost like that humor, jokey energy. So they're really like you're worthy. You're worthy of having friends. You're worthy of being friends with people. It's not about their position or their status. It's about kindness and connection. And then they're really saying that as the relationship naturally evolves, you will be able to ask for things, but just the same way that in any friendship, you would be able to ask for things. But you want to start off in any friendship with, what can I give? All right, how can I serve? And that's what the question, how are you, is. It means I care, right? I care about you. I want to know more about you. I want to connect with you. Um, you know, and sometimes the simplest things are the hardest to do. So just staying calm and acting, loving, in a situation where this person has, the potential to improve your life or the potential to make it more difficult, whether they like you or don't like you, is quite a nerve-wracking thing when you can feel how much power somebody has. So it's just shifting that fear and making a connection in an authentic, loving way, from a place of friendship, so that you're not getting caught up in position or power or what can I get. So I'm going to call on Archangel Gabriel, who's used to dealing with, very famous and influential people, and also dealing with communication. So just to help you to create a strong relationship, if this person's for your highest and best good and you're for theirs. Okay, that's looking good. Monica saying, "Hi Sky, my partner got a urinary infection. Could that be that I caused it? Or could it be from preventative, some chemicals or espernacia? Maybe I get clearing me and him. I got permission." Yeah, we'll send Archangel Raphael in to do a clearing for you and for him. You didn't cause it. You're just both a vibrational match. You're both angry and not able to express your anger. So I'm going to pull out all this energy of life's not fair. There we go. Timmy is saying, "Sky, my partner got angry I was taking marijuana before years with another partner. I don't take it now. May I receive a healing for me, and that he was not angry. Maybe he fears. Did I endanger myself? Thank you." My love, you weren't with him, you weren't with him. You were with a completely different partner, and people trusting you with their past, any kind of like getting angry and shaming you when they're telling you about their past, it doesn't help. You can't change the past. The past is the past. So we're going to bring in Archangel Raguel, the relationship angels, to help with this. I think what they're saying triggered him is that he feels like he doesn't know you. He feels like you were somebody, like he thought you would never do drugs. And there's a real energy of, maybe I don't know this person, and it's that vulnerability. But the truth is, love is a risk. People can change, and also people have parts of themselves that they may never show you or never reveal to you. So let's just take a minute and let that healing come through for you, and let's also release any judgment that you have of yourself. Okay. You didn't deserve to be shouted at or have somebody get angry with you just because you were honest. I can feel all the guilt around you, so we're going to pull all that out as well. Ooh. Okay. Nicoletta saying, "Hey, beautiful Sky, do you see Wicca community is good for me? I'm there for more than 6 years. Partner is scared if I'm not in a cult, and that white magic is also not good energetically." This is witch trauma that he has to sort out. There's nothing inherently bad about a coven or about witches. You know, it's no different. It's a religion. Wicca's a religion like Christianity, like Muslim, like Buddhism. And just like all religions, it can be misused. So you want to make sure that you're only practicing anything with love. You're not doing any, curses or stuff like that. But the truth is, there are curses in every religion, including Christianity, including the Muslim faith. So, it's that energy of making sure that you're practicing with integrity and that any groups that you are part of are practicing with integrity too. But you have a right to express your religion. Freedom of religion is a thing. So, you need to do some work on being afraid of your magic and being afraid of your powers, and men being afraid of women's powers. It's not the faith I chose in this lifetime, but that doesn't mean it's not a beautiful faith that has its space in the world, right? To just annihilate Wicca is to annihilate an entire religion. It's genocide. And it's Wicca is not bad for you energetically, any more than being a Muslim or Christian or spiritual is. If you decide to use your religion to abuse other people, to harm other people, to control other people, to kill other people, then you have a problem. But it's nothing to do with religion. It's about your heart and your choices and your decisions. So let's just take a minute to clear all the fear that you have around your magic and all the shame that you have about being a witch. The Holocaust, like the witch burnings, was 9 million women. It was another Holocaust. There we go. Okay, that's looking better. Aisha's saying, "Hey Sky, since my mom told me her experiences during sleep paralysis and the negative entities she's encountered, I've been very scared, especially at night. I have to sleep with the TV on. I know it's an illusion, but the fear is still there. How can I move past this?" You have to understand that the God that's within you is more powerful than anything that's ever existed. That the God that's within you, has parted the Red Seas and slain monsters and kept people alive in burning furnaces. So you have to understand that faith is the most powerful weapon. And you have to understand that any of the wounds that you've experienced in this lifetime will be turned into weapons against darkness. It will be turned into the wound that was supposed to kill you, will be turned into the weapon that saves thousands and millions of people from the very same wound that you experienced by that divine light inside you. So the only way to not be afraid of the dark is to learn to really understand the power, the protective power of God. But the best place is to like cut cords, because this isn't even really your energy. This is more your mom's energy. So I would cut cords to your mom. I would give all these fears up into God's light. So let's just take a minute to do that. Let's call on Archangel Michael and just cut the cords. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's clearing up nicely. And let's just bring in the highest truth, right? That everything exists for a reason. And that fearing evil doesn't change the fact that it exists. It just, keeps you in a state of fear and frustration and panic. And just downloading that you are safe, that you are divinely protected, that nothing can harm you. You just have to get into this mindset that when your feet hit the ground in the morning, the demons tremble, the darkness trembles. You have to get into this idea, like whether you look at the Quran or the Torah or the Bible, women are the only thing powerful enough to crush evil with our feet. So you have to get into this energy of understand that the only reason the evil shows its face is because you are so formidable as part of God's plan that that you're a threat. So, you need to see yourself as a threat instead of like the weak, innocent victim energy. It needs to shift into I'm a powerful, I'm a powerful divine protector. I'm a powerful divine warrior, and I'll always be divinely protected. Okay, that's shifting nicely. Sylvia is saying, would love some guidance on anemia, having it from childhood and still not being able to increase the iron. May I receive a clearing? Thank you. My love, very often, anemia, particularly like if you've had it for a long time, when the iron isn't working, it's because there's a zinc deficiency as well. So you need to get your hands on some proper ionic zinc, start flooding your body with the zinc so the iron has something to bind to so that it can start making it into your body. There are also different types of iron, okay? So there are irons that your body can't absorb. So you could be taking, especially if you're taking normal traditional iron instead of like a plant-based vitamin, if it's too big that the body can't absorb it. So you need to be taking iron in a form that the body can absorb. One of the best ways of doing this is drinking 3 glasses of like fresh beetroot juice every day from the juicer. Because beetroot has a lot of iron and it helps. It's in a form that your body can absorb. So juices with beetroot make a big difference. Maria is saying, hi, can I have a health scan, please? Yep, let's have a look. They're showing me liver flush, darling. You need to clean out your liver because it's causing gut issues, it's causing hormonal issues. So they really keep taking me to your liver. Start taking either herbs to cleanse your liver or do a liver flush, but you need to get your liver clean because it's causing the other problems. And it's what makes them keep coming back. Dear Sky, can I get a clearing regarding my resentment towards my mother? I've been working on this for a while in different types of therapy. Thank you so much for all the life-changing readings. Second. Okay. Okay. We're going to bring in Mother Mary. And I get a feeling everybody needs a resentment clearing today. So we're going to bring in Mother Mary. We're going to bring Archangel Michael. All the resentment that we have been carrying towards our mothers, towards having to work, towards our fathers, towards our partners, towards our children, towards our bodies, all this toxic resentment, we're just going to take 10 nice deep breaths. Actually, we're going to take 13 nice deep breaths and release it up. Ooh, just give it all to Archangel Michael. Let him vacuum it all away. Okay. There we go. That's feeling a lot better all around. I'm just going to cut cords to all the resentment towards the people, to our situations, all the grudges. Let's pull all the grudges now. Same thing, 13 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, There we go. 12, 13. Okay, so Sky saying, "Hi, Skylar. My astrologer told my partner he will not like my mom. He did not want to give birth to him before and and tried to have an abortion. He will not like me as a woman because of it. May I get a clearing?" My love, I can't do a clearing on your boyfriend and his birth trauma with his mom. It would change his entire karma without his permission, my love. I need to have consent before I can do healings and clearings on another person. Okay. And that's why I do everything under the law of grace, so that if you guys, heaven forbid, are dishonest or tell me you have permission when you don't, then the angels know when they stop any kind of intervention from happening that shouldn't be happening. Because I know that some of you guys treat psychic and healing stuff as like a toy, but it's not. It's a very powerful thing. And to shift someone's entire reality like that, like literally, like you said, it would change the partner that he chose to spend his life with. I can't do that to somebody without their consent, without knowing that they're a participant in the process. It's not right. So it's under like there's energy clearing is powerful work, and the same way that I would never give somebody a medication without their consent, it's not okay to give energy clearings without consent, except for sending unconditional love. Okay. Okay, Diana saying, "I asked for healing my aunt's dog. He could be beaten, or is it something with pancreas? Thank you so much. We'll send an Archangel Raphael through an instant healing for your grand's dog." Nicolette is saying, "Dear Sky, why do I have frequent headaches? Do I have beliefs or health issues? Can I receive some healing?" They're showing me that you're dehydrated, so you're not drinking your 2 liters of water a day, and that you've got it's like coming up around your hormones. So it's about eating more plants and reducing stress around the week before your period or your time of the month, so that your liver isn't overwhelmed by too many hormones, and then there's not a backlog of toxic unprocessed hormones inside your body. Okay, I'm gonna do one more, guys, but I have to leave a little bit early today. Okay, Dan is saying, "Dear Sky, may I get a clearing on the belief that there will still be a third party in a relationship or trust issues because of previous relationships? Feeling sad about it. Thank you." Yep, we can call on Archangel Raguel and Archangel Shamuel. Let's do a clearing around trust issues and betrayal issues. Okay. So, my love, whenever an affair is not the result of a bad person being dishonest with you. An affair is the result of you and the person that you're in a loving relationship with not having a deep enough connection. So, just like a disease, right, is the effect, not the cause, the affair is the effect, not the cause. Okay. And very often, the reason that both men and women have affairs is because they've been masking for so long that they're unhappy in the relationship. Um, that the affair is the only way that they think that not only they can get their needs met, but it's the only way to bring the truth to the surface, because they just feel like they wouldn't be heard or seen or understood. And it's also the part of them that wants to hurt you as much as the relationship is currently hurting them on on an energy and an emotional level. So it's understanding that if you want to be in relationships where people are faithful, the commitment is to intimacy. And I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about intimacy. I'm talking about committing to not silencing, not shutting down, not being emotionally present, And that's very hard when you have, especially if you add kids and money and, busy lives to the mix. But it's a real commitment. So the issue is not the issue, right? The issue of if you work, you can work on trust issues till you're blue in the face. The issue is not trust. The issue is feeling lovable and worthy of true connection. So if you work on that, you will attract a person that you feel safe and loved with, and you will be able to create a deep enough level of connection that sustains both of you, right? And that partner will participate in that. If you feel unlovable, you'll attract another person that feels unlovable, and then you'll both behave in ways that make you both feel more unlovable until the pain is so much that one of you will sabotage the relationship. So focus on the lovability wound, and the trust issue will dissolve. Okay. So I'm going to stop here and do our closing prayer. O Great Spirit, Father Sky, Mother Earth, the winds, the waters, my Father, my Mother, Atanaha, all that is. We thank you for our lives, and we thank you for these good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond.